Hey guys, welcome to Christina Cakes It. I'm Christina and today I'm showing you my simple vanilla cake recipe. So I have done over 100 videos for YouTube, but I have yet to show you guys the vanilla cake recipe that I literally use for everything. I've made like 3-tiered wedding cakes using this recipe. I use it for carved cakes and I use it for cupcakes. So it's super versatile, and the thing that I like about it is it's very simple and easy. So there's no crazy ingredients. All the ingredients in this recipe are things that you probably already have in your house, so I definitely appreciate that. So this recipe is gonna make either 3 8-inch layers or 4 6-inch layers. In the show notes, I do have this recipe cut down if you want it a little bit smaller for like 2 8-inch layers. So to get started, you guys should know that I have preheated my oven to 350, and let's go ahead and go through the different ingredients that we're gonna be using. So I have 1.5 cups of butter, or 3 sticks, 3 cups of white sugar, 6 eggs at room temperature, 4 cups plus 2 tablespoons of flour, 3.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1.5 cups of whole milk, and 3 tablespoons of vanilla. So I'm gonna be using a stand mixer for this recipe, but you can definitely make this using a hand mixer as well. And the very first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to combine my baking powder and my salt into my flour. And I'm just gonna go ahead and whisk this together and set it aside. So after I have combined my dry ingredients, I'm going to add my butter. And I'm using my paddle attachment, and I'm just gonna mix this on medium speed for 3 minutes. And I should also mention that my butter has been softened, so sitting out for about an hour. So after my butter has been mixed for about 3 minutes, I'm gonna add my white sugar in, and I'm gonna blend this for another 3 minutes. So I do want to stop and scrape down the sides of my bowl, like midway through. So this is looking nice and fluffy, and you can see that it's almost like white, and that's good. We want our butter to be like so well mixed that it actually turns almost practically white. So this is a good sign. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add my eggs one at a time, mixing in between. So once again, I'm going to stop and scrape down the sides of my bowl just to make sure that everything gets mixed in thoroughly. So the next step is to start adding in our flour mixture. So we're going to alternate between flour and milk, starting and stopping with the flour mixture. So I'm just going to add about 2 cups or so, maybe a little bit more. We're essentially splitting our flour mixture into thirds. And we're just gonna add more flour in. And we're just gonna add in the last little bit of flour. I'm gonna go ahead and give my bowl another scrape before I mix this in. So we do want to make sure that we are mixing everything together thoroughly, but we don't want to overmix. Like, don't mix this for like 5 minutes or anything like that. Like, probably just about a minute. Can't forget to add our vanilla. I actually have done that before. So we're gonna mix in our vanilla. So this cake is actually going to be a tier on a wedding cake, and the bride has requested funfetti for this tier. So I'm just gonna add in a cup of sprinkles, and you guys can definitely do this as well and make it funfetti. Obviously leave them out, and just a plain vanilla if you'd like that too. So we are now ready to divide this between our cake pans. So for 6-inch layers, you're going to put about 2 cups of batter in each pan. And we're probably actually gonna have a little extra. And then if you're making 8-inch cake layers, you're gonna do 4 cups of batter in each pan. So these are gonna be really thick layers, which I like. They're gonna add some height to our cake. And I have a tiny bit of batter left over. I probably can get like maybe 3 or 4 cupcakes out of that. So after my batter's been divided, I'm going to put these into the oven for between 25 and 30 minutes. I find that these thick layers take my oven about 30 minutes. I would start checking at 20, and we know they're done if we insert a knife and it comes out clean. You would also start seeing that the edges are gonna start to brown a little bit and pull away from the sides. So the cakes came out of the oven, and these cakes actually baked for 35 minutes. So you're gonna wanna let the cakes cool for 10 minutes in the pan before you overturn them to cool completely. So before we decorate our cakes, we are going to want to level them, which means we're just gonna cut off our cake domes so that our cake is straight and flat when we stack and frost. So I'm gonna level these cakes. So I'm just taking a knife and I'm cutting across. So my vanilla cakes are done and they are ready to decorate. And these cakes are actually going to live in the freezer, so I'm gonna wrap them up until I'm ready to use them for my wedding cake. And I really hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you try this recipe. You can literally use it for anything. And if you did like it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.